On Global News Express, Prince Harry, Meghan arrived at Nigeria's defense headquarters. Court rejects Yahaya Bello's request to stop trial. Federal government falls proposed telecoms tariff hike. On the foreign scene, U.S. President Joe Biden vows arms suspension. In sports, Ejuke Yusuf suffered Belgian Cup heartbreak. Duke of Success, Prince Harry and his wife Meghan arrived in Nigeria. I'm Uyag Mofugbe. Thank you so very much for joining us here on News Express. The Duke of Success, Prince Harry and his wife Meghan have arrived at Nigeria's Armed Forces headquarters in Abuja. The Duke and Duchess arrived at the DHQ at about 12:45 p.m. local time today. The military high command had yesterday revealed that their visit to Nigeria will focus on engaging with the nation's wounded and injured soldiers and their families. Prince Harry's decision to visit the country followed an invite by the military high command following the nation's debut appearance at the 2023 Invictus Games held in Düsseldorf, Germany. A federal high court sitting in Abuja has rejected the request by the immediate past governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, to halt trial in the hearing of the 80.2 billion naira fraud charges brought against him. Bello asked the court to stay execution in this trial before Justice Emeka Winte on the grounds that there is an appeal filed by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, before the Court of Appeal against the contempt application filed by the defendant against the Commission's chairman, Ola Olukayode. Justice Winte, in his ruling, however, rejected the application made by Bello through his lawyer, Abdul Wahab Muhammad. Bandits yesterday night invaded the Confluence University of Science and Technology, or Sarah Okene, in Kogi State and abducted some students. Eyewitness account indicates that the bandits swooped on the university around 9 p.m. through the bush while the students were reading for their first semester exams expected to commence on Monday, May 13. Justech Vice Chancellor Professor Abdurrahman Ashipita, who confirmed the incident, refused to give details of the number of students abducted. Quite a very disturbing development there. The Nigerian Senate has approved the death sentence as a penalty for drug traffickers in the country as it passed through third reading the 2024 NDLEA Act Amendment Bill. The proposal was adopted when the Senate dissolved into a committee of the whole for a clause-by-clause consideration of a report of the chairman of the Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters and Drugs and Narcotics National Drug Law Enforcement Agency Act Amendment Bill 2024. Kikelamo Okere now tells us more.
In the review of the penalty provision of the amendment bill towards strengthening the operation of the agency, a proposed amendment to the award a death sentence to the drug traffickers rather than just a life sentence was raised by Senate Chief Whip Ali Indume, which sparked debate among senators.
I am surprised that the committee is recommending a softer punishment. It was a life imprisonment. In fact, we should change it to death sentence. This is practiced everywhere in this country that are serious about dealing with drugs. So when we come to take it close by close, please, distinguished colleagues, let's change that section 11 to read death sentence.
When the matter was put to a voice vote, it appears the nay had it. However, when the question was put on a second vote, the Deputy President of the Senate ruled in favor of the ayes. Added. Slight roar ensued as some lawmakers were displeased. Senator Adams Oshimole expressed his displeasure over what he considered a hasty consideration and passage of the amendment clause.
We must be honest, transparent in the decision. I am accountable to my conscience and to my community. Death sentence is not a matter for a, nay or nay. Everybody should vote so that we will be counted. When it matters, those who vote for death and those who vote for punishment. No, you cannot. We'll take a vote. It's a fundamental issue. We are making law here. This is not a motion. I have responsibility for any law that I made while I'm in this parliament. No, we can't pass it because I don't believe that the ayes have it. It's about life and death.
The Deputy President of the Senate rejected an objection by Senator Oshimole to reverse the ruling, insisting that it came late, which is against the rules.
What you need to ask for, which is your right, is to ask for a division. And so it's put to court, but you didn't do that. So you're not the presiding officer. So I'm sorry I can't help you.
The bill was subsequently read for the third time and passed by the Senate. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
Oh, thank you so much, Kike Lomo. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, has asked the Nigerian government to develop a robust and adequate framework to tackle cybercrime in the financial sector. Responding to questions on the new cybercrime levy during a virtual media briefing on the release of Nigeria's Article 5 consultation staff report on Thursday, IMF's resident representative for the country, Christina Ibeke, said cybersecurity is a critical issue that should be taken very seriously because of the potential financial instability repercussions of cybersecurity issues. The Central Bank of Nigeria had on May 6 directed banks and other financial institutions to implement a 0.5% cybersecurity levy on electronic transfers. Let's turn to legal matters now. A federal high court in Abuja has granted 100 million naira bail each to a former Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, his daughter, and 2 others. They are being tried over an alleged fraud to the tune of 2.7 billion naira. According to the court, they are to provide 2 sureties who must have landed properties in Abuja. The sureties, the court stated, must also be responsible citizens. Samuel Odi now completes the report.
The court also ordered the sureties to depose an affidavit of means and restricted the defendants from traveling abroad without its permission. Justice Orji ordered that the defendants should be remained in prison custody if they fail to meet their bail conditions, adding that the sureties must own landed properties within the Federal Capital Territory with valid titles. The counsel to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Rotimi Jacobs, spoke on the bail condition granted by the court.
One of the 2 cases filed against the former minister. So the first one is taken before his lordship here. So we are going to contend for the other one in another date. So, but the bail is at the discretion of the court. So it is for the court to decide whether it is adequate or not. So a counsel in his own right cannot criticize the judge whether the conditions are liberal or high or low, but I think it is fair. Yes, thank you. Well, there are other issues that were introduced, like the Nigerian Airways with Ethiopia something, which we added to it. So it was not there originally, but Nigerian Air matter is there are 2 counts on it. That's why we amended it. The condition that one of the surety must own property in Abuja and must deposit some money out or bond and all those things. So I don't think it's strenuous. It's a condition that is unfair. It's very fair to them.
The trial has been set for 10th, 11th, and 20th of June 2024. Samuel Odi reporting for Global Television News.
You're watching News Express coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @Global TVNG and other handles as you now see on your screen. When News Express returns, the federal government forced proposed telecoms tariff hike. These and other stories coming your way short after this break. Do stay with us. This is Global Television, bringing you a live broadcast of News Express with Thuyi Agmofwegbe. We appreciate you for staying with us. Now let's take you to the foreign scene, where President Joe Biden has warned Israel that the United States will stop supplying some weapons if it launches a major ground operation in the city of Gaza of Rafah. He added that he would continue to make sure Israel is secure. Despite firm and vocal U.S. opposition, Israel appears poised to mount a large-scale invasion of Rafah. The congested part of southern Gaza is Hamas's last major stronghold in the territory. U.S. officials have warned that an operation in the city, where the population has swelled with refugees from other parts of Gaza, could lead to extensive civilian casualty. And in business, Ogun State Commissioner for Finance and Chief Economic Advisor to the Governor, Dapo Okubadejo, has called for the collaboration of all stakeholders to achieve sustainable economic growth and prosperity in the country. Okubadejo made the call during the 2024 KPMG Alumni Reignite event themed Reviving the Economy, Be a Change Agent in Lagos. He noted that the global challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic, environmental crisis, geopolitical tensions, and technological disruptions were obstacles to socio-economic development that must be addressed, emphasizing the pivotal role of individuals and business organizations as change agents, since government alone cannot revive the economy. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, has strongly urged the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, to unwind the regulatory forbearance granted to deposit money banks, DMBs, during the COVID-19 pandemic. It also cautioned against the federal government over the proposed amendment to the act establishing the Apex Bank, saying the autonomy of the central bank must be preserved. The position of the fund was contained in the Article 5 staff consultation reports of the Board of Governors of the Global Organization, which was released on Thursday in Washington, D.C., United States. Although the fund did not give details on the waivers granted to the banks, it emphasized the importance of closing monitoring of the institutions for financial sector risks. The federal government has faulted the proposal by telecommunications companies to raise their tariffs, emphasizing that increasing data, voice, and text message prices is not the sole or optional solution to the sector's challenges. It also urged the companies to explore innovative solutions to counter inflationary pressures and high operating costs. Minister of Communications, Innovations and Digital Economy, Bosun Tijani, gave the advice at the launch of the Nigeria Digital Economy Report in Abuja. The report, launched by the GSM Association Analysis, looks at the Nigerian economy and the government's digital transformation strategy. Nigerian Joe Chidera Ejuke and Alassane Yusuf have come as a second substitutes as holders. Royal Antwerp surrendered their Belgian Cup title to Europe Union Saint Gilloise following a 1-0 defeat in the final. Although both players are regulars for Antwerp, coach Mark van Bommel only brought them into the game in the 73rd minute after they conceded on the stroke of halftime. Union Saint Gilloise ended a 110-year wait to win the Belgian Cup, as Koki Makida's goal earned them a 1-0 victory over holders Royal Antwerp. In the final, Brussels, Makida's goal also served as revenge for Union Gilloise, as they took their pound of flesh of Antwerp, who beat them on the final day of the season to win the league for the first time in 66 years. The United Nations General Assembly has adopted a resolution proclaiming May 25 as World Football Day. The day marks the 100th anniversary of the first international football tournament in history, with the representation of all regions, which took place on May 25, 1994, during the Summer Olympic Games held in Paris, France, according to the resolution. As we end Global News Express, let's take a look at our top stories. Prince Harry and Meghan have arrived at Nigeria's defense headquarters. A court has rejected Yahaya Bello's request to stop trial. The federal government has thwarted proposed telecoms tariff hike. And on the foreign scene, we told you the United States President Joe Biden has vowed arms suspension. And in sports, Ejuke Yusuf have suffered Belgian Cup heartbreak. And that's a wrap here on the news. Thank you everyone for watching. I am Uyag Mofegwe. I'll see you again.